What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Horseshoe. I'm your host, Matt Beer, and this is my overall thoughts on the first round of the NFL draft. What picks did I like? What picks did I not like? I'm going to be talking about that today. And before I get into it, I do want to apologize if I'm talking quiet. It's because I don't want to wake up people around me. It's really late here, so people have been sleeping for about an hour or two. So I got to keep it down low so I don't wake them up and ruin their night and all that good stuff. And also, I'm briefly going to get into this round. I'm going to go more into it on Sunday night during our charity stream. TMG Gives Back. I'll go more into that at the end of this video. So without further ado, let's get into it. So really the first 10 picks weren't, surprising at all. They're kind of, well, obviously outside of maybe the 10th pick. But it wasn't really a big surprise. I mean, there was one or two. It was pretty much, by the book. We knew Joe Burrow was going to go first. We knew Chase Young was second. We knew if Detroit didn't trade out of it, they were going to, take a CUDA. So there wasn't a lot of surprises. New York maybe was going to take Simmons, but they really needed an offensive lineman to protect, Daniel Jones, and also to protect Barkley and try to give him a hole to have him, get some running room and whatnot to do some, damage. So, that was kind of an obvious. Obviously, Miami was going to take a quarterback, and, most people were going to say Tua. Some people thought maybe Herbert, but, I always thought it was going to be Tua. He has potential to be a once-in-a-generation type of quarterback, so you had to take him there. Herbert was obviously going to be taken next, and the Chargers are trying to play we're not taking a quarterback. We're going to keep Tyrod Taylor. We're happy. No, you're taking Herbert. You're going to take Herbert or Tua. You're taking one of them. Okay. Look, I like Tyrod. I think Tyrod's good. But, come on. You're not fooling anybody. And then, obviously, Panthers taking Derek Brown. Not a surprise. And then, the Cardinals taking Simmons. That seemed like it was the next, place for Simmons to go. I honestly didn't see the Cardinals passing on him unless they went offensive lineman. I thought maybe if they didn't get Hopkins earlier in the offseason, maybe they would go receiver, maybe Judy or somebody like that. But since they got Hopkins, there's no need for receiver. So, obviously you got to take Simmons. I mean, this guy could be a monster in the league. So that was not a bad call. And then Jacksonville kind of surprised me by taking Henderson from Florida, the cornerback. That was a little bit of a surprise. I thought they were going to go maybe receiver because they don't have Marquise Lee anymore. So I was like, okay, you got to go receiver. But at the same time, they did lose Jalen Ramsey. Got to replace Ramsey, and they did that. And I think they did a good job because if you're not going to get a CUDA, maybe they were trying to trade with Detroit to get a CUDA because a CUDA, I think, is the best corner in the draft by a decent amount. But they couldn't get the trade done, so they take the next guy, which is Henderson. That's a smart play by Jacksonville. You got to have some good corners in your secondary. And, Detroit was going to take a cornerback anyway because Slay's gone. You got to replace Slay, and they did that. And then offensive tackle, kind of thought Cleveland was going to take an offensive tackle, but I thought it was going to be Becton, personally. Becton or Wilfs. I don't even know how to say his name. I thought it would be one of those two, but they took Wills from Alabama. That's a good pick. I do like that for the Browns. I think that's a really good pick. It's going to beef up their offensive line. It's going to make their offensive line better, and you got to have a good offensive line to protect Baker. Because if you don't protect Baker and you force him to make plays, we saw what happened last year. I don't think it works out well. So getting an offensive lineman, good on you, Cleveland. Now this is where it gets a little surprising. I thought the Jets were going to go receiver here. I thought they were going to take Judy, personally, or CeeDee Lamb, but they actually took a offensive lineman, Becton, which, smart. You got to protect Darnold. So, that was a little surprising, but at the same time, it was pretty smart by the Jets. So that was good for them. And then the Raiders really surprised me. This was the first big whoa moment. Because, I was like, okay, Raiders, they're going to take a receiver because they need a receiver. And obviously they're not getting a CUDA. They're not going to get Henderson. So you're not going to have corners to protect. So you got to take a receiver here. So you got to go Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb. They take Henry Ruggs, and that surprised me because Henry Ruggs isn't in my top two. He's my number 3. And if Judy wasn't there, then he might be contending with CeeDee Lamb for number one, but he's not. That was a pick I was surprised by. Great speed, really like that, fastest receiver in the league or in the class, but I really thought they were going to take Jerry Judy or CeeDee Lamb, so that surprised me right there that they did that. And then we had a trade. And it was like, finally, we got something. Because it was like we were expecting trades to happen in the first 3 rounds, potentially. We thought, maybe the Redskins trade. But, you got to take Chase Young. We thought Detroit was going to trade. We thought Miami was going to trade. We thought teams were going to trade before the 13th pick. Because it's like, okay, 49ers, they have the 13th pick. They're going to take their guy there. But no, 49ers trade back one spot. Very smart by them because they get more draft capital. And that's key. So they end up trading back one spot, and that puts Tampa Bay in front of them, and Tampa Bay gets Wirfs or Wilfs, whatever, offensive tackle from Iowa, and I like him a lot. I think he's going to be really good, and protecting Brady is key. I don't think Tampa Bay had the trade back. Maybe the 49ers were like, oh, we're going to take an offensive lineman, we're going to take this guy, and then, the Bucs are like, oh no, we're going to trade for that. So, that surprised me that they took, or they actually traded, because I really do believe the 49ers were not going to go offensive tackle. I totally believe that was going to be Tampa Bay. So that surprised me. So I think 49ers, smart by you, because you get the guy you were going to get originally, but you also get more picks. So obviously they go offensive lineman, which is smart for Tampa Bay, but you could have honestly kept that pick and could have got you could have got the same guy, personally. That's what I think. But then here comes the 49ers, and the 49ers come in and they replace Buckner with Kinlaw. And I love Kinlaw. I think Kinlaw is going to be really good. And, it was basically, we can't afford Buckner. You're going to have to get rid of one of these guys, so might as well trade Buckner, get a first-round pick. Indy was willing to do that. I like that, personally. And, they get Kinlaw, who I think is going to be a beast in this league. So that was really smart by them. And then Denver was obviously next, and finally Jerry Jeudy is taken off the board, and he goes to the Denver Broncos. Smart by them. It's going to give Drew Lock. That's right, his last name's Lock? I think so. It's going to give him another weapon. That's really smart. You need to give him a really good receiver, and I think Jeudy is that guy. And then we get to the Cowboys. I'm going to skip some picks. So Cowboys, they get CeeDee Lamb. It's another weapon for Dak Prescott. I personally don't think the Cowboys needed a receiver, but hey, that's you. Whatever, do you. And then I believe the next pick was the Raiders. It might be the Dolphins. But Dolphins, they get an offensive tackle. Andrews, right, from USC. Could potentially be a really, really good tackle in the league. I believe he was out for part of the year because he did that bone marrow surgery for his sister, giving her some of that. So, first off, kudos to you, man. You did a good thing there. But I think this guy potentially could be really good, and I think Miami could have gotten a big steal, especially if this guy lives up to what I think he could be. I love the pick for Miami right there. And then we get to the Raiders, and this is where I thought Jordan Love was going to come off the board. I thought the Raiders are going to take Jordan Love, and then you're going to get rid of Derek Carr. I don't know where he would go, but I think you're going to get rid of him. It'd be hard to trade Derek Carr because of the contract. Nobody's going to take that contract, even though I think Derek Carr is good enough to live up to that contract. So I thought, okay, Jordan Love going to go to the Raiders right here. If not, he's definitely going to New England. So the pick's in. It's not Derek Carr, or it's not Jordan Love. It's a corner from Ohio State. Number 2 to Akuda. Don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that pick at all. They needed a corner, so good. You got a team need. Don't like that. I don't. You honestly could have took McKinney. I think they could have got McKinney, and then they could have got that guy in the second round, personally. So that kind of surprised me, but whatever. And then a big surprise to me was the Patriots, because I was like, okay, Patriots are going to take Jordan Love. Patriots trade out of the first round. Surprised me big time. That was crazy. And I was like, oh, okay, Jordan Love is not going to be taken this first round. That's crazy because a lot of people are like, oh, this guy's a top 20 pick. This guy could potentially be great. So it's like, okay, if he's being compared to Patrick Mahomes and this is a copycat league, obviously he's going to be taken at some point. Not taken by the Patriots because Patriots trade surprised me. I was like, okay, you're sticking with Stidham. Or maybe you're going to get Jalen Hurts later on, maybe Eason, Anthony Gordon, the kid from Hawaii. I mean, they might go quarterback, but they might not. They might stick with Stidham. They got Brian Hoyer, so what are you going to do? You're going to put Brian Hoyer in practice squad if you take a quarterback, or are you going to put that quarterback in practice squad and have him learn from there? I don't know. But Patriots trade out of it, surprised me. But at the same time, that's a Bill Belichick move. Should not surprise me at all. Bill Belichick usually does this a lot, especially if he doesn't feel like there's a need in the first round for him or in the round that he's in. So that surprised me. And the Chargers, I believe, got that trade, and they end up taking a linebacker. I don't know your name. I believe you're from Texas Tech. I don't know. But good job for you, Chargers, beefing up the defense, which I think is going to be quite good next year. So I was like, okay, Jordan Love, second round, guarantee it. Then we get the trade alert. The 49ers, the Packers trade out of they trade from 30 to 26. And right there I was like, Jordan Love. Because why are you trading for a receiver? You got T. Higgins, you can get him. So why are you going to? And I love that pick, by the way, by the Vikings getting Justin Jefferson from LSU. I do want to point that out. That's a great replacement for Diggs. He was Burrow's number one. I think he's going to transition to the league quite well. Eagles should have took him, but they took Rager, I believe is his name, from TCU. Talented guy too, but Jefferson should have went before him. That surprised me personally. But here come the Packers trading to pick 26, and they get Jordan Love. And earlier, because I was listening to the Pat McAfee coverage of it with Pat McAfee and AJ Hawk, and Aaron Rodgers was on there, and Aaron Rodgers, was talking. He's like, Packers haven't taken a skills player in 15 years, so that'd be cool if they did that. Packers probably heard that. Was like, you know what? We're gonna trade up and get Jordan Love. We're gonna get your replacement. So they take Jordan Love, who is not gonna play for 4 years. That surprised me, and look, do they believe in Jordan Love that much? Maybe. Is Jordan Love a revolutionary player? Is he the once-in-a-generation player? Maybe. I don't know. There's a hair hanging right there. But the Green Bay has Aaron Rodgers on contract for 4 years. There is multiple quarterbacks that will be available next year, the year after. So why? This is my thing, and this is what really surprised me. And I'll go more into detail on this on Sunday. You have a team that was a game away from going to the Super Bowl to play the Chiefs. And you have Adams. I guess you signed Funches, who was hurt the entire year before. Why are you thinking quarterback when you need to give another weapon to Rodgers to throw it to? So he has Funches. I don't know, because Higgins was available, Pittman's available. Ayuk is obviously gone. I thought maybe they could have traded for Ayuk. Mims is available. There are really good receivers available. And they were going to be available. But you take Jordan Love, who, I get it, would probably be gone by the next time you draft in the second round. I get it. Because I honestly thought Jordan Love is going to be available. And I was prepping, because I was kind of prepping for the show anyways. Okay, Jordan Love not taking it all. That means one thing, he's going to Indy to be Philip Rivers' replacement, not Phil Dorsett. That'd be weird. So I was like, okay, Jordan Love's going to Indy. He fell to the second round. Green Bay's like, not going to let that happen, Matt. And they take Jordan Love. Surprised me. That was crazy. And then I was surprised Swift wasn't taken. Taylor wasn't taken. those are my two favorite running backs coming out of the draft. And I don't think the draft class for running backs is great. Um, and also you got Dobbins from Ohio State who had like 2,000 rushing yards last year. So I was kind of surprised nobody took them. I have a feeling they're going to be gone pretty early in the second round, but that surprised me too. But I'll go more detail about it Sunday. But Jordan Love to the Packers is probably the biggest surprise and is going to be the biggest what type of thing. And look, like I said, Jordan Love, it was one of those guys that's like, listen, let him sit a year or two. This guy could be the next Patrick Mahomes. It's a copycat league. That's why I thought maybe somebody would take a shot at him that has a veteran quarterback. I don't know, maybe Pittsburgh tries to trade into the first round and take him, the backup Ben, Big Ben. I don't know. They got Mason Rudolph. Maybe he's the next guy. Didn't look like it, but maybe. I don't know. So that surprised me. Not a lot else in the draft happened, though. That's like big, whoa moments. So whatever, it is what it is. So I think that's going to do it for today. Thank you all for checking this out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're going to be doing a round 2-3 coverage tomorrow. And then on Saturday, 4 through 7 maybe, we do have After Dark on Saturday night. So I might not be able to do it, but if I can, depending on the time, I will do it. And I'll have it out for you. And then we can do After Dark. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe I'll just wait till Sunday to cover it on TMG Gives Back. And I'm going to talk about that real quick before I go. So basically what we're doing, if you're still here, TMG Gives Back is a charity stream we're doing here on the channel. What we're doing is we're raising money for Feeding America, as well as to buy masks for hospitals and for nursing homes, not just in the U.S., but we're going to try to do it around the world. We're going to try to figure out how we can do that. So we're having a stream on Sunday. We're going to be talking about the draft there. That's where our first official episode of Inside the Horseshoe is going to happen. So be sure to check out that. We got wrestling talk going to happen on there. I probably won't be on for the wrestling discussion because I don't know much about wrestling. But we're going to do a lot of stuff on there. We're going to try to raise money for a good cause, or good causes, I should say. So if you're interested in checking it out, make sure you check it out. We're going to have the GoFundMe link down below, so click the link and you can donate to the cause that we're doing this for, and all that good stuff. And yeah, we hope to see you Sunday. That's going to do it for today. I'm going to go to bed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.